just the idea of no cosign begin?
Yeah. Man, it's a pretty long story, but I get better at telling it every time I do it to like people. It was coming down to me choosing what high school I was gonna go to. And for me, in this area, they approached that like it was me picking college, essentially. You know what I'm saying? I got multiple schools pulling at me. Like, it was probably amongst like 3-4 schools that was just like, man, like, you know, come play high school here. But we broke them down to like 2, which was my hometown school, South Grand Prairie, and it was another school. It was a prep school that went by the name of Prime Prep at that time.
Mogul and they know that. Logo on my flow mat. Courtside Chamberlain throwback match my Rolex. Everywhere I go flex. Valet park on some low shit. Whole lot of smoke in that Rory, that thing poke.
When you hear Oklahoma State, what comes to mind? Like, what's your first memory when you think of Oklahoma State?
Bro, for me, at least, as a person, as a player, a lot of friendships, a lot of hardships that I went through as well while I was there. So, for me, I think, bro, college. It was the best 4 years, toughest 4 years of my life. You know, national.
In the Philippines for a few months, and then got into coaching afterwards. And I actually coached in China for a 5-star sports at like a Nike affiliated program, and out there got connected with some guys, and came back to the States, started coaching college basketball for a couple years, and a job opportunity opened up with the Dallas Mavericks in their player development program. And, Terry Sullivan brought me in, and stayed with the Mavericks for a couple years, working with Peter Patton, their their shooting coach, and Jamal Mosley, and those guys, and then went back and coached college again at the D2 level, and then last year this job opened up here at Dallas. My family loves Dallas, the Dallas area. Like, I got 2 little girls. My wife is like, it's time to settle down, and I know this is home base for a lot of guys that I know, a lot of guys that we recruited, and so that's kind of the operation we got here. All these Dallas guys come in throughout the summer. We probably have 6-7 guys throughout the whole summer. I just come in and we'll work out, we'll play, we'll hoop, and so it was just a perfect opportunity for me to continue coaching college basketball, be a head coach for the first time, and still be around here, Dallas, and home base for all these talented hoopers, and kind of do what I love in the summer as far as like player development stuff. So
life development too. That's really the big thing. We've been sitting here having conversations for probably about like 45 to an hour after the workout, man. Just talking about
just real things, real life.
Real life. And there's a lot of pros that have been produced. I mean, it's just starting to be. I would say I was probably one of the first, and then now it's another wave of kids that are sitting off.
Thailand and Iceland and Bo, even though he doesn't work here. Germany, right?
Germany.
Avery Anderson over in Denmark this year.
Yeah, he locked in with us this year. That's the dude that's well known in the area. And it's like, it's no slight to all the other like training and stuff like that was in the area, but for us, we just kind of remain low key. I now haven't really been with like none of the big dogs and stuff like that in the area, I would say, but
mom and pop shop.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if it's a mom and pop shop of trainers, you can kind of say that about South Grand Prairie too. It's like, we're not the biggest name, but we always won games. Like, South Grand Prairie is like a respected program in the state. But it's like, if people really want to have a conversation, they're going to talk about the Campbells and the Sox and Lancasters and, they're nice, but it's like we're pretty well respected too as far as the area goes. We have pros. We had guys that are playing at a high level Division I, like outside of just me. So
SGP.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's when me and Manny locked in. I met him during the pandemic, and like it's been 4 years now. And, like my game is like obviously like made strides. That first year too was kind of like one of the loudest ones, but I was overseas the whole time, so nobody really saw until I came back from the States. Came back from Belgium, and then that's when like got training camp with the Hornets, turned around, got 10-day with the Blazers and stuff. But when I came from Belgium, I'm not the one to make records, but I didn't see nobody else doing stuff like that before. So now that league is much higher respected because like there's a few other players that don't play in the NBA after that, but there was hoopers out there, and it turned me into a better pro. Got me prepared for that, but that's when we locked in, because in college, strictly 5, wasn't really confident in my shot for real. Wasn't taking the right shots, wasn't making myself to be able to translate to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So he had his time with the Mavericks, had his experience, and he gave me all the gems. And now, just about putting the work in. Now, it's good. This is my 3rd pop-up. So it's probably like 2 years and 8 months or something like that, almost 3 years.
So when I came, was that the first one?
Nah, that was the second one. And that wasn't even a pop-up. I was just announcing this space. Like I got this space later on. Just somewhere like where people can just come and like pick up their stuff real quick if they're in the area, just locally, shop. Because it's stuff on here that's like ain't out yet. Like this shirt, like little shirts, like little stuff that you might not see on the website, but it's gonna be on like,
that's tough.
Pretty thought out. Yeah, so I'm almost 3 years, push up on 3 years, and I can't even tell you from like when it all started because the Cursive logo is literally like my main, like that's where it all started. Like I drew the logo myself. And I had somebody digitize it, and I'm like, man, that looks nice, Something that's not really too crazy, but that's where it all started.
The brand or just the idea of No Cosign began.
Yeah, man, it's a pretty long story, but I get better at telling it every time I do it to like people. But it really started whenever I was in 8th grade. I was probably one of the better players in the area and whatnot. And it was coming down to me choosing what high school I was going to go to. And for me, in this area, they approached that like it was me picking college, essentially. You know what I'm saying? I got multiple schools pulling at me. Like, it was probably amongst like 3-4 schools that was just like, man, like, come play high school here. But we broke them down to like two, which was my hometown school, South Grand Prairie, and it was another school. It was a prep school that went by the name of Prime Prep at that time. Which, you know, no slight to the school or anything like that, because they produce pros. You know, guys was able to do what we all dreamt of doing, which was playing in the NBA. Now, for me, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So, later on, about like my 8th grade year, like I said, they got me in this recruiting little thing where, like, you know, they sending me shoes, you know, promising my family and promising my family a whole bunch of stuff, you know, family gonna be good, you know, you ain't gotta worry about transportation, no car, rent, everything's gonna be straight throughout your time in college. Once you leave here, you're gonna be like top 50 in the country before you even start hooping. Like, just giving me stuff, you know what I'm saying? Bribing me. As a kid, and I'm 13 years old. And honestly, for most 13, 14 years old, like, that's probably everything that we would want. Nice shoes, you know what I'm saying? Take care of my family at an early age. And yeah, all that good stuff. So it was a really tough decision that I had to make at a very young age, and like, I just appreciated my family to like putting that decision on me and letting me make this decision versus, like, you know, I done seen situations where, like, you know, your people would tell you, nah, you going to school here, you know what I'm saying? So as time went on, I decided to go to school at my hometown school, and that's what felt best to me, going back to, like, you know, my gut feeling, you know, my mom just teaching me wisdom and common sense, honestly, because what essentially they was doing on the basketball side, I don't know nothing about the football side, because that was more of like Dion's thing. I don't want to, like, you know, put no slight towards that. But on the basketball side, I didn't know what they was doing money-wise, financially, for the kids. You know, where's this money coming from, where they're funding it, and all that stuff. So, you know, time goes by. I wouldn't say I fell off the map, but I wasn't meeting the trajectory I was as an 8th grader. You know, I'm one of the top kids in the city. The next step was to being, you know, nationally ranked and stuff like that. I never was, you know, highly ranked throughout high school and whatnot. So essentially, you can say I was kind of falling off the map. But I was still getting my schools, high major D1s and stuff like that. And it gets down to like my senior year, and I go to one of Prime Prep school games, and the guy in the crowd sees me in the crowd. Me with my family, we just coming to support one of my friends, and he's like, "Hey man, like, we ain't heard of you since you decided not to come to school with us. How do you feel you didn't get this cosign?" And I'm like, I'm hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at that point in time, I might have believed him, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody hadn't heard of me at that time, like, on a national scale. So it kind of put an extra chip on my shoulder. But at the same time, everything that I got up until that point and moving forward, I knew that I had earned it. You know what I'm saying? When I had signed to Oklahoma State, I earned that. Like, just like they said they was going to give me the top ranking in the country if I went to that school, I knew I didn't earn it. And everything else, when I went to playing in Belgium, to playing in the G League, to earning my 10-day, like, I knew I earned it. So from then on out, no cosign just kind of sat in the back of my mind. Like, obviously, when I was a senior in high school, I didn't know I was going to make a clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? But I knew, like, him saying that to me, it always stuck. And I wore that chip on my shoulder all the way through, and then that's kind of how I just went about my entire career. So, like, whenever I used to go to camps, go to NBA workouts, just everything at the highest level, I knew that, like, you know, a lot of people didn't know who I was. But it was always on me to, one, prove who I was, whenever I was. So when they leave there, they will. You know what I'm saying? I always say, like, I earn the respect of my peers, the ones that have been near me, but I ain't branched out to the highest levels. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just the origin of the name No Cosign in itself comes from. But like it can resonate with so many people because I know so many other stories that are similar to mine that people have gotten to a high level, and whatever they path that they went through, they essentially did it with no cosign, and they earned everything they got. So it stuck with me, and then over time, my first year overseas pro, I enjoyed, like I said before, I enjoyed, you know, fashion, I guess you can say. And I just wanted to make it real. I wanted to make it tangible. I wanted to make it something that people had, that they can follow. So that's where the brand came from and the name. And you know, I just try to create a community for everybody. I mean, which we'll see tomorrow at the pop-up, like I said. Just make a community of people who are kind of about those things, have those same morals intact with how they approach their avenues. You know, I get people all the time that tell me, bro, I rock with the brand, and like, you know, it has nothing to do with basketball. So I feel like I had no cosign, you know, and I'm an engineer, you know what I'm saying? I'm a producer for, you know, all these big time artists, and none of them really gave me a lot of notoriety. But, you know, in turn, with putting in the work and focusing on, like, you know, my journey and things like that, I won a Grammy later on, bro. So like, it really touched me, dog. So it's like, when I get a lot of reassurance from other people who've done things even bigger than I have. I mean, essentially, like basketball, like I ain't like LeBron. I don't have no crazy accolades or anything like that. But I know that I just got it off the muscle, though. You know what I'm saying? Everything I gotta work for, like I said again. So yeah, man, that's where the brand came from. Like, no cosign, man. That's me. That's what I'm about. It like, and I wear it on my chest, like, with pride every day, everywhere I go. Like, I'm not shying away from it. You know, in the beginning, like, I might have thought that it would have rubbed some people the wrong way in the beginning, but once I continue to just be who I am wherever I go, which I've been many places, played in 5 countries, in 5 seasons, you know, been on 10 different teams and stuff like that. So everybody I touch, I can't shy away from who I am. You know what I'm saying? I try to be who I am everywhere I go. So yeah, that just what the brand is about. That's what I'm about, and just wanted to just continue to see it grow. Whether it was one person who showed up today, or I don't know how many did today, you know, you can say roughly like 60 to 70. There was no bad turnout in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Just because I came in today and put something together just for people to, you know, enjoy themselves, have a good time, and happen to make me buy some clothes, you know. So that came last, in my opinion. So because it's not about the money for me. So I just enjoy it. You know, having a good time with my people, bro.
Yeah, it's a vibe for sure, man.
But yeah, man, no cosign, signing out on y'all people. Until next time.